Quick tutorial. This is how to scale Pepakura files for your body. This is in the event that you don't have a full body model in the Pepakura files. This one is for Devin, and we're going to be doing Batman. This is actually my work table. I've got a couple projects going on. Also, update on my Iron Man. It's done, but I cannot fit into it. I need to lose some weight. So rather than scaling up that armor, I've just decided to try to get fit. I'll do that after my burrito. So let's take a look. You will need to have this razor blade and find some cardboard because we're going to make some makeshift calipers. So you'll need that. I'm going to be doing the thigh, but you can apply this to the rest of your body. Let's do cardboard. Okay, so if you have cardboard lying around, if you have tag board lying around, if you have pretty much anything that's hard and sturdy, you can use that to make calipers. So let's make some calipers. Okay, so cut the cardboard out. I'm gonna make kind of two lines. This doesn't have to be pretty at all. Just make sure it's a line like this, sort of straight. Make two of them. Here we go. See, just like this. Then cut a little tiny tip piece. Same with this one. Again, doesn't really matter. So it looks like that. Now we're going to get some glue. Hobby Bond, cyanoacrylite. Let's see. Let's see if I have any glue left. Little dab will do ya. You can make this perpendicular. You can make it kind of slanted, like I'm doing right here. Seems pretty dry. Just give this one a couple of seconds. Cool. Okay. Now that you have the calipers made, like this, have a ruler. Any ruler will do. You take these calipers. Here, I'll set this aside here. There we go. So, you take your calipers, hold them like so, and then you measure the side of your leg, just like this. Just enough so it passes over the widest part of your thigh. Like that. Let's take a measurement. There we go. So it looks like it's roughly 7.5 inches. I'll go up to 8, just to make up for the thickness of the foam. You can even do 8.5 just so you have a lot of extra room there. So now you have a measurement for the width or the diameter of your thigh, and you can do that for your head, you can do that for your bicep, your arm, and just write those measurements down. So I'm gonna make sure, let's just keep it at 8 inches. Let's go to the Pepakura file so we can show you how to scale correctly. Okay, now that we are here, we got the calipers down, we got our measurement for our thigh in this example. We are opening up the thigh piece here in Pepakura. what you want to do is measure the distance between 2 points. In this case, we want the same diameter on the inside of the thigh to match our measurement from the calipers. So to do that, you go up to 2D menu, edit mode, click measure distance between 2 points. Again, 2D menu, edit mode, measure distance between 2 points. So now we gotta get in there to find a spot on the inside of the thigh. Luckily on this Armored Batman, you have this ring that you know is going to go completely around your thigh, so thankfully we have a good reference point. So I'm going to click right here on the inner thigh, one click. That starts your first point. As you can see, there's a red line that's going to magnetize to any given point. You want to get to the other side. So Pepakura is a little finicky. You want to kind of mess around with it a little bit. There we go. Okay. So now I've got a line to the other side of the thigh. So if I click on that, it's going to tell me that this is 8.45 inches. All right. Quick and dirty. I need to get this down by 0.45 inches. I could leave it that size if I wanted to. I have the thigh a little bigger so I have enough room to, get it on and off easily without probably ripping it or having some room to sit down so it doesn't, break open. But again, this is the purpose of resizing, so let's resize that. Let's go to 2D menu, change scale, set scale, change scale here. Now you can mess with any one of these, you can even mess with this. They all do the same thing, they just change the scale. So I want this a little bit smaller, but not too much smaller. Let's try 3.5 inches and see what happens. Okay. So 2D menu, edit mode, measure distance between 2 points. Click once to start the line. Try to get it to the other side. Yeah. 8.09. I'd say that's pretty close. I don't need it exactly at 8 inches. 0.09. That's minimal margin of error to where you wouldn't see much of a difference. So it's now resized. Then you can change your settings over here. On the 2D menu side, you can move these pieces around so they all, of course, fit within the margins and the pages. You print it out, and you have yourself a scaled thigh piece. So you can do that with other pieces as well. You can open up the other files, the bicep file, the gauntlet file, the calf piece, and do the same thing. So take calipers, measure the circumference, measure the diameter of your calf, and you can measure accordingly. On a personal note with the Batman armor file, I wouldn't recommend scaling down the gauntlets or the calves. When I first started making the Batman file, I started with the calf piece, and when I made it, I thought it was way too big, and so I scaled it down to fit my calf, and the same thing with the gauntlet pieces here, or the bracers. I scaled it way down so it would fit a little better and it wasn't too bulky. But then as I started making the Batman, I realized maybe I shouldn't have done that, and I want to show you why. So here's my first attempt. Right here, this is the bracer piece that I fit and scaled to my arm size. But by doing that, look at all of this room here. Did the same thing with the thigh pieces, made it just to fit my thigh piece. There's a lot of extra room here that doesn't show on the screen. The same thing with calf pieces. although they fit, yes, there was so much room between the top of the calf piece and the bottom of the thigh that it didn't look right at all. So what I did is I took the Batman full body scale and I scaled everything equally. I have another tutorial on scaling with the full body. It's the Iron Man, but the same rules can apply. You take the full body model, you take your measurement, in this case it's in inches. If you're 6 foot, I believe that's 72 inches. I added a couple of extra inches because this measures to the top of the ear of the Batman helmet, so I had to, compensate for that extra height. And I used all armor pieces to scale with a 6 foot tall person. And by doing that, it looked a lot better when I was done on the second time. So here's the second attempt, and I put it next to, well, actually it was the action figure. So although when I made the calf piece again, it looked a little big, I had to trust the process, and it came out great. I liked the end result. I also thought the bracers were a little too big in the beginning, but again, trusted the process, and it looks nearly identical to the action figure and the screen. So just watch out for that, because the calf piece, it is as big, if not a tad bigger, than the thigh piece, which in other armor pieces, you'll see the calf piece much smaller. In this case, it was supposed to look bulky on screen. So if you're making a thigh piece or the bracer piece and you're thinking this is way too big, even with the chest piece, if you're thinking it's way too big, if you scaled it to your body height and just trust the process, go all the way through, once you have it finalized and you have your project complete, put it on, and you'll see that it's a lot better than if you were to just sell each piece individually and having, giant gaps in your armor. That's the tutorial for me. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks.